Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 5th episode of the Starcraft II Community Top 5 Plays. Coming in at play number 5, we have Mastermind, the Red Protoss player, going with that Disruptor PvP push on his opponent's third base. The volleys are going to trade out, loses a few Stalkers, but 3 Disruptor shots are going to clear out the entirety of his opponent's tech. That's right, trading 3 Disruptor shots for 6 very real Disruptors, maybe even 8. I can't even tell, there were so many. Number 4 comes in at the Terran player, Ser Pepino, trying to break out of the Terran contain. There's tanks, liberators, and banshees. Oh my. But this spread out on Laralac Crest is going to give him the firepower he needs. This 180-degree angle to come in and break out of this contain. We can see a phenomenal use of positioning to crush through this very positional contain, the siege, as it gets shredded. Destroys the tanks, destroys the Vikings, and with a deft scan, clear out the banshees as well, as these Liberators take a monstrous lead in this Terran versus Terran. Coming into play number 3, we have Mordka, the Red Protoss player, going in for a bit of Warp Prism harassment. We see this a lot in Protoss versus Terran. What you don't see is the bait play. The Disruptor comes in with a good shot on these SCVs, some great dodging of that Cyclone to keep the Warp Prism alive as it makes its way over to the natural expansion. The Adept's gonna come out, pick off a few more SCVs, and this next Adept warp in. This is where the magic happens. It's gonna run into this mineral line. Another dodge on that Warp Prism, just barely from the Cyclone to keep it alive. And these Adepts make their way into the mineral line. Watch that Warp Prism as these SCVs attempt to flee from the harass. They're running to the main mineral line, but your opponent still has a Disruptor. He's gonna unload it, fire that Purification Nova, and boom! Goes the dynamite on all those SCVs in the main base. Coming in at play number 2, we have the Zerg player for Panda with some cheeky banglings here in this ZVZ. It's a big link play versus a ton of roaches, and this is going to be very difficult for the Red Zerg player to defend as he has to chase those lings all the way back up into the main. But wait, a few have run Renegade into the corner of that main base to become Banelings. Watch all those drones in a big clump running away as these lings nab the Queen and make their way back towards the natural. That Workers tab on the hatchery is going to light up red as all the drones are sent back to mine in the main base to run from those lings in the natural. And this is where those Banelings, oh, they become the bane of his existence. Every drone getting completely shredded in that main base. A phenomenal little play. The big plays that make these games so entertaining, so exciting. A ton of drones go down. Just very solid, very, very solid. Coming to play number 1 this week by Ingor Bretson, we have Neural is great. 4 Disruptors are going to get nabbed. We're going to have those Purification Novas used against the Protoss player to pick off a ton of units. And now the Protoss can't use the Disruptors himself. So these lings are going to swarm in. The Ravagers will swarm as well. And this whole Protoss army is going to get completely annihilated. Thanks for watching this week's Top 5 Plays. Keep sending those replays, and we'll see you next time.